Another lesson about Mindanao music is the non-Islamic music of Mindanao. First, we talk about migrants or Christians. The people who migrated from Luzon and Visayas were mostly Christians. Most of these settlers from Luzon and Visayas came to Mindanao during the Philippine Commonwealth under the Americans and in the 1950s and 1960s. While Moro and Lumad music are often featured in Mindanao cultural presentations, the people who migrated from Luzon and Visayas brought along his or her own culture. Even though they still have family ties to Luzon and Visayas, they are evolving into his or her own Mindanao identity. For Christian music, Monsignor Rudy Villanueva of Cebu, Narcisa Fernandez of Davao City, Father Jose Maghinay, who started his GSK songs in the DOPIM area, Dipolog, Ozamis, Pagadian, Iligan, and Marawi, and Father Lem Naval, whose compositions are heavily influenced by the Jesuits who trained him in Diani way back in the 1990s, have greatly contributed in the liturgical music used in Mindanao. Chavacano music in Christian Zamboanga has also flourished through the years. Lumad, a collective term for groups of indigenous people from Mindanao which means native. Out of the 6.5 million indigenous people in the Philippines, there are estimated of 2.1 million Lumads in Mindanao. Some of them are Subanen, Bilaan, Mandaya, Higaunon, Banwaon, Talaanding, Mansaka, Mangguanan, Dibabawon, Tagakaolo, Bagobo, Ubo, Tiruray, Tibuli, and Manobo. Known as non-Muslim and non-Christians, the orientation of his or her cultural developments appears to be toward the Muslim groups. In most cases, language is the only differentiating element in ethnic cultures, particularly among those who occupy adjacent and continuous territory. Most of the indigenous cultural communities, ICC, in Mindanao speaks languages belonging to the Manobo family of languages except Bilaan, Tibuli, and Teduray. El Galina Capituda, collected in Factora, Chavacano from Zamboanga. El, Gali- El Galina Capituda is a Chavacano song means my smart hen. Chavacano dialect is from Zamboanga, derived from the Spanish word Chabacano, which means poor taste. But it does not have a heavy negative connotation of Philippine dialogue. So let me read the lyrics to you. El Galina Capituda, Sigi Tandan, ay chuebos na basura yoro, ba El Gabilan, El Gabilan, El Gabilan. So the instruments of the Lumads are collectively regionally handmade. Some of them are made of bamboos, rather, carve, cut, slice into smaller sticks. Then the drums are made of wood and animal skin. Then let's go with. Okay, next song is Tuman from Tibuli. It's a Tibuli song. So, basahin natin yung lyrics. Nakakumataga lumyan dituman nalagum tuma afasang timu man. So, you can perform this song with percussion instruments. Next song for our non-Islamic Mindanao music is Note Bayas de Zamboanga. So there is a Chabacan folk song called Note Bayas de Zamboanga, which tells about a young lady warning her fiancé not to go to the charming city, not because of physical danger, but the thought of being snatched by its lovely maidens. Again, then regarded as the city of flowers because of its flower-lined paseos, its deep Hispanic influence, and regal Iberian-inspired language, Zamboanga's ingredients of snatching away a visitor from his hometown. The urban legend next came alive once more in the recent annual Hermosa Festival, one of the country's most pioneer cultural events long before the street dancing became a craze. The month-long festivity coincides with the patronal feast of Nuestra Señora de la Virgen del Pilar and reflected the city's rich cultural heritage, as well as the unity and diversity of all Christians, Muslims, and indigenous tribes. But beyond the pomp and pageantry, Hermosa attempt to put the tourism spotlight under the radar destination, which often encounters image of reputational issues on its peace and order situation. Dubbed as Asia's Latin city because of Spanish-based tongue, it is unique and enigmatic pull to those who have set up close experience its genteel lifestyle.